is Jill Biden? Who is she? Why would she allow this? I'm telling you, that's the person in charge right now. We say, who's running the country? I mean, it could be Obama, right, behind the scenes. But you got Jill out there front and center who must be controlling access to the hubby the whole time. And what we've just learned is that it's got to be somebody else. Somebody else is going to have to run. So who is it? Who is it? That's what we need to know right now. Who can they put in the spot? Well, there's one guy who's always around the edges, who's done a terrible job with his own state, but would give anything, I think, for the big gig. You know who I'm talking about, the slick back hair and everything, Mr. Gavin Newsom.
It's a non sequitur. I don't even understand.
He was asked about it.
This is the President of the United States running for re-election. He's our guy. And that's part of the diversion tactic of the right, to continue to sort of muddy the waters on all that and that nonsensical speculation. It's just like the absurdity of who's going to get an injection shot. I mean, this is farcical. It's serious stuff. Democracy, freedom, liberty, rights, and to see it trivialized as we're trivializing it, even having these conversations, is really distressing to me as an American citizen, not just as a Democrat. Governor.
Good answer. So distressing to me. How can we even talk about this? It's farcical, farcical, farcical. Well, you know what? You got to talk about it. I don't want you talking about it because I actually think the most beatable candidate in the world right now, other than Kamala Harris, is Joe Biden. You guys had your opportunity. You missed it. You blew it. He's not going to surrender. Jill, Dr. Jill, are you kidding me? She's not going to surrender. She's going to tell you it was an off night, that he had a cold. I mean, Mika Brzezinski from MSNBC was on television this morning saying, well, it was so late at night. 9 o'clock. Our president can't make it up till 9 o'clock. Come on. What are we going to do when there's a real crisis, right? This was an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment to the country. It was an embarrassment to the Democrat Party. It was an embarrassment to the media that sat there and told us he was doing great. For how long? It was an embarrassment to everyone. But here's the more important thing to think about right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a country that is not in a very good spot right now in light of considering who is running it, if anybody's running it. So I'd like to see him stay at the top of the ballot, selfishly, because I don't want taxes going up for you or for me or for anybody else. I want our economy to grow. I want our border to be secure. I want inflation to come down, and I want to make sure that there's peace in the world. At risk of sounding like a Miss Universe contestant, listen, we want peace. We want stability. We need economic stability. We need border stability. We need a candidate that can give us that. It's not going to be Gavin Newsom. Just take one quick look at California. He's a train wreck. Plus, I'd love to see the opposition research that Kimberly Guilfoyle has on Gavin Newsom. Just saying, right? She's not on your team anymore, Gavin. So there's that. There's that. And then there's, Michelle Obama. Interestingly, you didn't hear from her last night. The reality is they're going to have a consensus candidate if they decide to replace him, if they can replace him. I mean, I don't know is this is a guy who's going to be willing to step down. And if he does step down, he needs to actually step down now.